hello, I didn't see you there. Hello, 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 it's me, Ruby Sinclair, and I am back. Can you believe it, my darlings? Week 11, and we're still here. And you're not bored of me yet. Well, maybe some of you are, but that's fine. I know my mum's still watching. Just about. My darlings, I hope you're ready. We are going to be watching week 11 of Strictly Come Dancing. There are only a few couples left. Hopefully this shouldn't take me too long. Who knows? I've got my wine with me, so I'm going to have a good night. Maybe it'll be funnier than usual. Who knows? Let's get ready. I've got my laptop ready. I'm waiting to watch. We've got professionals, routines. We have got all of our couples ready to dance. I cannot wait to watch this week's episode. Week 11 of Strictly Come Dancing 2021. What's my name again? Ruby. Ruby Sinclair's Strictly Review. Let's go. Everyone, guess what? We've started the episode with the professional routine that I actually liked. Yes! Oh my god, it's so nice to see our professional dancers dancing some sort of ballroom and Latin in there. It was fabulous. There was some Argentine Tango in there. There was some rumba in there. There was all sorts going on. Oh, how stunning. And I've got to say, come on, but Oti was absolutely sensational. You cannot take your eyes off her. And the knockers on that girl are ginormous. She dances so beautifully. I absolutely loved it. It's a first in this series, let's be honest. It's a first that we've got to say that a professional routine is fabulous. From me, anyway. I wonder how we get on with another routine that they'll do later on, I'm sure, in the results show. We'll see about that one. Well, I might have already seen a little bit of it already, so we'll see how we get on. But let's get on with the show. Ready with our first couple. With the salsa is John and Johannes. What a way to kick off the episode. Oh, this is going to be a lovely week. I can tell. Well, these boys were for sure going for it. I've got to say, I thought his hip action and everything that was going on from the knees down was really working really nice for me. The hips, yes, they were getting there. They were definitely looser. For the first time, I felt like these boys were actually really having fun, and it wasn't choreographed fun, if that makes sense. We spoke about this before. Sometimes these couples can know their steps so much that we end up losing that kind of energy and that finesse of just like letting go and having fun. And these boys really nailed it. Yes, the lift at the end. I've seen all the memes of like all the sack of potatoes and stuff as well. I mean, it was funny. I've got to say, from a dancer's point of view, from a lifter, and I've been lifted a little bit as well myself, I could tell, unfortunately, as soon as they went up into that prep, it wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to work. The thing is, for the leader, that arm needs to be right in between those legs. That is your anchor. That's your lever right there. And it wasn't there. So he already knew. He probably, while he was up there in that straight line, while John had Johannes up, he probably was like, oh, I don't know how he's going to get out of this. I've done this lift before, and I've probably done it like that a couple of times. I'm sure there's some girls out there that have been dropped by me. Sorry. But it was a fantastic routine. Loads of energy. I've got to say again with the band that we had a lovely little difference to what the song usually is. There was some little musical instruments. They were going for it. In between, right, the normal routine that we know. We are family. They salsified it. Oh, make up that word, salsified. They salsified it. It was great. We love a musical interlude. How lovely. Oh, I can't wait. Who's next? Well done, John and Johannes. Next up, with an Argentine Tango, is Reese and Nancy. This is turning into the best week ever, right? Can we just? Reese and Nancy have just smashed their routine out of the park. I cannot believe this poor lad has really been through the ringer, hasn't he? He's been in the bottom multiple times. They keep talking about too much energy. Wow, that beast was really contained. It was so sophisticated and so classy. I've got tingles. If you could see under my beautiful leopard print skin, I've got tingles underneath it. Honestly, it was so still, and I've already watched the bloody thing. He was so good. I've got to shout out to Nancy as well. Now, Argentine Tango isn't a traditional ballroom and Latin dance. It's one of the extra ones that they add into Strictly, just the same as the Charleston and obviously the couple's choice. So she is a little out of her element here, and I thought she was sensational as well. Her footwork was so spot on. They must have had a lot of help with some choreographers for this one. And how There were so many lovely elements in there. Obviously, yes, we've got the wow factor of the lifts. I loved their ending position where she was just slightly in the splits, not completely, and the way that it was just perfect with the lights. Again as well, we've got a treat tonight. Musicality is going on. We've got the orchestra, we're going for it with all their extra percussions, and the guys were able to then fit that in with their music and their kicks and flicks. So, so lovely. If this hasn't got a 40, I don't know what is, but why Craig is not giving it a 40 is wild to me. Wild. Really, really well done, Reese and Nancy. Oh, my darlings, well done. They can't be in the bottom after this one, surely? Surely. Fingers crossed. Now it's time for an American Smooth with Rose and Giovanni. Can we just... What have we just seen tonight? I mean, I'm going to say I've finished one glass of wine already. I'm glad I've got some more because this has turned into a wonderful, wonderful night. I have got to say, Rose has found it. She has found that ballroom hold. She knows exactly where to go in Giovanni's arms, but she also knows where she needs to be herself and carrying herself. I'm just touching my wonderful bosom, don't mind me. I mean, these would get in the way of anyone, just saying. She is right up and out the whole time. She has found it. And every time, regardless of whether they're in their hold and then they come out of it and they get back into it again, she has found it. Straight away, she is back into his arms, boom, is locked in there. It's amazing to see. It's very rare as well. I've got to say that Rose is one of those gals that really is smashing the ballroom and the Latin. I do find, though, that we've seen loads of ballroom dancers from Rose back to back, just saying. Controversial yet brave. But, I mean, it was a fabulous... And that lift at the end? What? What? My boyfriend and I literally both went, ah! I had no idea that that was going to happen. I didn't even... I will say, I've tried a lot of lifts in my life, but my God, I have not tried anything like that, and I would not like to. Thank you. I will keep both hands and feet on the floor at all times. That would be lovely. Thank you very much. Rose and Giovanni, your American Smooth was fabulous. Well done, my darlings. Next up with the tango is Dan and Nadia. So this is, as you know, if you've been watching this series with me, you know that this Dan and Nadia situation, they've done very, very well to stay out of the bottom two and not gone home sooner. Now, they still did a cracking routine, but they're just not on the same level as everyone else. And it was very, very good. I like the fact that Craig said that it was his best dance he's ever done. Do you know what? I agree. I think it is as well. It's just not at the same level. Like we just said about Rose and her hold is there. Ooh, beautiful. Dan's isn't. It's not there. AJ has that hold. She's got that nailed. And John and Johannes as well in their ballroom. Their hold is very nice. I'm just saying for ballroom, for example. Dan's just wasn't there. The finger, his hand was open. The little pinky was out. Oh, that bothered me, that did. I was like, oh, no. Hey, the routine was gorgeous. There were some lovely, lovely elements. But once they got into that hold, those fundamental tango steps, they just weren't really happening, unfortunately, bless him. Hey, he did not a bad job at all. Nadia, I mean, can we just? She looks sensational, I've got to say. Another time as well, I've mentioned this before about Nadia, and especially Nancy as well in this episode, is that these girls are able to dance so full out with their partners, which I love to see. I love to see that. Nadia was fabulous. She was. Dan, not so much. Sorry, mate. Dan and Nadia, your tango was not bad. Well done, my darlings. Another salsa. How lovely. Next up, we have got AJ and Kai with a salsa. Ooh, I see some fringe. AJ, wow, what a fabulous, fabulous frock. Let's just say that to begin with. Now, it was good. Hey, her energy was fabulous the whole way through. That cannot be taken away from her. Her body was moving. And what I really loved as well, the salsa a lot of the time, as a ballroom dancer, it can be kind of done like this, but the salsa actually is getting down. Oh, it feels weird in a dress like this. And my breasts look so big as well. Down. And there was elements of that she had that nailed, and she looked so, so spot on. But there was a few dodgy moments in there. I absolutely have to agree with Craig as well, is that the dismounts out of those lifts, they were all quite bad. They were all really bad. What was happening is that Kai was lifting her up so much that she was just plonking down on the floor, and it's impossible to get out of those those lifts nicely and glide out of them. We almost have to think about the transition up needs to be just as strong as the out, and they weren't, unfortunately. They were not good. Probably the worst lifts of the night. I thought Dan and Nadia's were definitely stronger. Now, that being said, they did such a good job. I mean, I loved as well the hair that she was wearing. It looked so, so nice. And there was, like I said, there was elements where she was like, yeah, and she was loving it, and it looked really good and natural. Again, like I said about John and Johannes' salsa as well, is that they seemed relaxed and it seemed a little bit more natural in both couples. Hey, both of them didn't do that great at the end, let's be honest. There was I don't really know what was supposed to happen in that end lift, AJ and Kai. I don't really know. Her leg took so long to get round his head, and then once he got it over there, nothing really happened. I don't know, it was it was a funny one. I don't know what they were supposed to do, but they did make the best out of it, and they ended up still in their finishing somewhat position. Somewhat. God love them. Well, that is all of our couples. They're all danced. God, it's not taking that long at all. I'm enjoying my wine. That's a shame. So we've got Reese and Nancy up the top of the leaderboard. They have got that 39. Alongside, who's that? I haven't got my eyes on. Rose and Giovanni, also with 39. Not bad at all. Now, then we've got the other three couples. That are basically, we've got those two at the top, and then we've got our other three down at the lower end of the leaderboard. I've got to say, I feel bad for saying it because you know I love my Nadia, but Dan and Nadia, surely it's their time to be in the bottom two at least, because we have seen with Reese being in the bottom so many times that it's really kicked him up a couple of gears when he's doing these dances. He really, really has improved, and Dan is just kind of flatlined a little bit. Also as well, I mean, AJ and Kai at the bottom of the leaderboard, that is wild, but they're still high scoring dancers. AJ and Kai still got 30. It's high. It's not bad at all. So, my darlings, let's get on to the results show. I'm sure we're going to be starting with the professionals routine. Everything crossed. I've had a fabulous episode. Probably one of my favourite episodes, to be honest with you. No joke. I think I should record my reactions while I'm watching these routines. Because I'm like, oh, ee, oh. They'd make good telly too, I'm sure. So, my darlings, I'm going to crack on with the results show now. Let's see who is in our bottom two, and also that all-important professionals routine. Let's see. Okay, so Joita and Karen were fabulous. Fabulous in that professional routine. Fabulous. But it wasn't Ballroom Latin, and I don't really get it. I don't really understand. Once again, hey, the girls were really, really giving it. I love Joita in that blonde hair as well. She looked fabulous, gorgeous. But the whole routine as a whole, I don't really get it. We've seen them do stuff like that before. Don't really know why. They were fabulous, don't get me wrong. Fabulous. Also, we love a Janet Jackson mega mix as well, by the way. How lovely. How lovely. But routine, first one was lovely, exquisite, because it's Ballroom Latin. That's what we want in Strictly Come Dancing. Let's crack on and see who our bottom two are of the week. Week 11 of Strictly Come Dancing 2021. Okay, so we've just found out that Dan and Nadia and AJ and Kai are the bottom two of the week. Now, yes, they were the bottom two on the leaderboard, so absolutely, you know, the scores say it, and luckily for once the phone votes also match what the judges have scored as well. Now, unfortunately for AJ, yes, she's had a bad week and it has put her in the bottom two, but I really hope it's going to give her that fire and she's going to really knock it out of the park in this second time round of her getting to do that salsa performance. I'm going to watch these performances now. Everything crossed for AJ and Kai. I don't know how this is going to turn out, and I really hope it's not going to be a surprise. Dan and Nadia, good luck as well too. Let's see how they get on. So there we have it. We've just found out that Dan and Nadia are our next couple out. Bless them. I mean, they made it to the quarterfinals. They had a really good run, but it just wasn't the dance for them. And unfortunately, I mean, they're just not at the same level as everyone else. I think they said it themselves as well. They're the only couple to not really get that 40 score and be top of the leaderboard. I feel everyone else, roughly just about, has got a 39 or a 40. And they're just not quite there, unfortunately, bless them. So I do think the right couple went out this week. My Nadia is gone. But hopefully I'll see her in the professional routines. Hopefully they're the Ballroom and Latin ones and not the... But they are out. Week 11 of Strictly Come Dancing. This is wild. We have got our semi-finalists. Ooh, we've only then got 2 more episodes left. So semi-final and final, that's it. My darlings, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. I've had a fabulous time. I finished my wine now, so I'm feeling very jolly and I'm ready to go to bed. So, my darlings, join me, Ruby Sinclair, for Ruby Sinclair's Strictly review next week. Week 12. Can you believe it? Week 12. Nuts. This is nuts. I actually now have run out of wigs. So I think maybe for the finale, maybe I'll just be bold. How does everyone feel about that? Please also be sure to like and to comment on this video as well. I love having that conversation with you, and I love my supporters as well that are out there watching this every episode. I really, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, do really appreciate you watching this. And it's the reason why I've kept going on with this, to be honest with you. My darlings, join me, Ruby Sinclair, for Ruby Sinclair's Strictly review next week. Ooh, week 12. I hope you're ready. I shall see you later. Have a lovely week. Goodbye.